There's a light within you that you have not experienced or shared because you've been dimming it to fit in. Welcome to the YouTube page for KandL Mindset. I'm Lawrence. I'm going to be your main host on here. I'm your main coach, mentor, whatever you need, mindset related. So a little bit about me. I have been working in the mental health industry for the past 10 plus 11 years now. When I started as, I did my I was working on my LPC and dropped out. And I'll get a little bit more into that as we go along this story. But I have worked as a mentor and intake specialist, so someone who brings in people, administrative roles, data analytics, and data formation and program development for mental health clinics, institutions, equine therapy, rehabilitative settings. I've done it all in the mental health field, except licensed stuff. So this is not gonna be mental health counseling therapy, none of that. This is not psychiatric nor medical advice and should not be taken as it. But this is experience and lessons from someone who has been in the psych field for 10 plus years, way more than anyone you're gonna find pushing off guru self-help crud that doesn't actually get you anywhere, just makes you feel good. Instead, I wanna give you actual real, usable facts, results, things that will help you move forward as you go along your life. What you see nowadays is that we're so unconfident in ourselves that we do not have the ability to sit down and just say, I can do this. And that comes from this idea that we expect everything immediately. You are living in the microwave generation. You expect everything given to you immediately, right now, and if it doesn't come out right now, then I am upset, I am annoyed, and I am so disappointed in the fact that I can't have it right now. This microwave generation, if you think about if you want a pot pie, a chicken pot pie, you buy it, go to the grocery store, buy some frozen meal, pop the top a little bit, throw it in the microwave, hit 2 minutes and it comes out. But when you're done eating it, you're like, that wasn't enough. But if you think back and remember when you had family Thanksgiving, whether it's your family, your friend's family, spouse's family, a recent Thanksgiving, a previous Thanksgiving, there was a time where you came out and you were like, that was a meal. Now that was awesome. Because it took time to cook, to bake, to prep. And it might have taken a long time to clean, but there was a patience there that built the meal that you had. The things you want in life, you are expecting it right now. I am guilty of this, you're guilty of this, everyone's guilty of it. Just because time is a requirement, it does not mean you are forced to wait. There is a thing and place and time where time will need to roll. If you want to bake a cake, you're gonna have to put it in at whatever, I don't know how to bake, but you have to put it in the oven. You have to let it sit for the right amount of time. So say it's 300 degrees for an hour. You cannot crank the oven to 600 degrees at 30 minutes because you're gonna burn it. And all the little pieces are not gonna cook, they're just gonna burn. That's what you're expecting of your life right now. You want the results now rather than allowing it to sit and simmer so that you are prepared for it. You may not have the thing you want because you're not prepared for it. One of the things you're gonna learn on this channel is that there's everything that you're experiencing right now is a reflection of what you have done in the past. What you are experiencing, struggling through, enjoying right now is not because of today. It's because of what you did yesterday, of last week, what you did last year, what you did 5 years ago. I would not have this experience I have right now with 11 years in the mental health industry if I had not chosen to go into the psych field. I would not have led myself down a path to where I struggled, dropped out of my program, fell through relationships, went almost bankrupt, lost all of my money, was living back in my parents' house, found the love of my life, created the life I love, enjoyed the life I am now living. While I might not be a millionaire, I still love my life if I had not gone through those struggles. And yeah, you may look in the past and say, I wish I hadn't done that. I wish I had done something differently. There's days I sit there, I'm like, I should have done this other degree. I should have stuck with physics. I should have stuck with accounting. I should have done X, Y, Z, A, B, C, gone to this school, done this, stayed in that relationship, left that relationship. Everything you can come up with as an excuse. I've been there. I am you, you are me. We've been there. We've had those moments. But what does it get you? Where has that brought you? What joy has that actually given you? Saying, I wish I had done that. My wife has to remind me sometimes, like, well, you can't go back in the past now, can you? So why worry about it? All right, you're teaching these people these things, but are you living it? Whenever you think about building your confidence in yourself and what you're doing right now, you can fake it till you make it, and that might help you right now. But you need to continue to practice, because as you fake it till you make it right now, you're practicing for tomorrow. I love in SpongeBob when Mr. Krabs says, "What is today but yesterday is tomorrow?" Probably one of the most profound statements ever said in the history of existence. I don't know if that's the original, if that was where the phrase originated, but I heard it on SpongeBob. What is today but yesterday's tomorrow? So, what is today but yesterday's tomorrow? The things you want tomorrow, you're gonna have to start doing today. The Chinese proverb of the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago. The second best time is right now. You can spend all of your time complaining about yesterday. You can spend all your time complaining about what you could have done. You can spend all your time and energy complaining about what you should have done. You can spend all your time and energy complaining about all the things you could have, would have, should have done, will do one day, if you had done that yesterday. Or you can take that energy and start to do something now. Because time is going to continue to go on. Time will continue to flow. You will continue to age. Your parents are continuing to age if they're still around. Your dog, your pet, they're continuing to age. Your house is going to fall apart eventually as time continues. So as time will continue, you have the choice. Are you going to move with time, or are you going to stay stuck and stagnant? Are you going to choose to work and move along with time as time only moves forward? I don't know anyone that's made a time machine to go back in time yet. And if they did, I don't think they'd go back to change where they went to school. There's a lot of more other important things. And if that doesn't put things into perspective, I don't know what else will. Or if you're not going to move along with time, you're going to stay stagnant right here. And in 10 years, do you want to be where you're at right now? Maybe you're happy right now. Maybe you're successfully living the life you want to live right now. But if you keep doing what you're doing right now, you're not going to make it in the future. If you keep making the same money you're making right now, inflation's going to crush you. If you keep doing the same things you're doing right now in your relationship, your spouse is going to leave you because they're like, we've been doing this for 10 years now. What? We haven't grown. Just as if you're a baby, as time goes on, you grow. Is your mind growing? Are you challenging yourself to grow as time goes on? Are you moving with time, or are you trying to fight against time? There's a story I was reading on the internet, where this guy spends $2 million a year to keep himself young. He has the biomarkers of like a 25-year-old at the age of 40, 50 or something like that. So his biological clock is like half his actual age. But he spends $2 million a year, 4 to 6 hours in the morning, with these tools and gadgets and supplements and things and food to live young, trying to reverse the clock. But you're spending all that time, energy, and effort and money to live longer? It's like learning how to run 30 miles a day and spend 5 hours a day running. I don't know how long it takes to run 30 miles. You spend 5 hours a day running to increase your cardio health, but you spend 5 hours of your day trying to extend your life, but your whole day is spent doing the thing to extend your life. Does that make sense? No. Whenever you're trying to do things like that, I'm not saying don't work out. I'm a firm believer you need to work out. It's going to be one of the pillars that we're going to talk about throughout this channel. But if you're spending your time trying to fight time, you're avoiding the fact that time will continue to move on. So I'm not saying you shouldn't try to work out and increase your health. I'm not saying you shouldn't try to eat better. I'm not saying you shouldn't try to find ways to live longer and happier. But what is the point in spending all of your time trying to live longer if you don't have a life to live? You spend all your time trying to do X, but you don't actually enjoy X. You spend all your time trying to get a new job to make more money, but what are you doing? You're ignoring your family, who you're trying to make more money for. And because they're ignored, they leave. You might have gotten the job, you might have made more money, but at the end of the day, you look back and you're like, my family left me, so what was it all for? What's the point in working so hard to get somewhere, and when you get there, you look back and you've lost everything along the way? You haven't even actually lived. What's the point in baking the cake, going back to our example, if you spend your whole day baking the cake that everyone is not there anymore to enjoy the cake with you? These are the pillars that we talk about in KandL Mindset. Being able to change your thoughts. Because in order to change the world around you, you're going to have to change the people around you. To change the people around you and influence them in a way that makes the world a better place, you're going to have to change yourself. You will be seen through your habits and your actions. The thoughts you think create your emotions and feelings. How you feel, your emotions typically dictate your actions. The way you act influences your habits and how you're seen. How you're seen influences how people want to be around you or be with you or not with you. If you want to change the world around you, you start with yourself, and that starts in your mind and how you think. And those are the basic tenets of KandL Mindset. Now, if this doesn't sit with you, you probably would have logged off a minute ago, found a different channel to watch. But if you've sat around this long, I hope you subscribe, like, and jump in on this video. Help us get this message out, because you're here and you're continuing to watch it this long because you believe in it. You believe that you were built and made for something greater than where you're just at. You do not want to sit still while time moves on. You are someone who wants to move forward with time. As the cliche goes, in a year is going to pass. Time is always going to pass. So in a year, you will either have a year of progress or you can have another year of excuses. The choice is yours. But I want to remind you that there is a light within you. So don't dim it just to fit in. Shine your light, be the brightest light in the room, and help guide others with that light. Until next time, remember the light inside of you. To your success.